All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to Ya'akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. We're at the door, Akim. If you're keeping your eyes in these scriptures and in the news, you can see things are about to pop off at any second. But with this lesson today, we're going to be getting into the fact that you shouldn't forget the past. You shouldn't forget what's been done to you and what's still going on to you. I'm paraphrasing this saying, but there's an old saying that goes like, how do you know where you're going if you don't remember where you've been?
Exactly.
Because in this society, all these other nations, but chiefly Esau, the so-called white man, wants us to forget the past because he knows he did us dirty. He can feel it in his spirit, but him being such a devil, he just wants us to forget it because he really doesn't. He knows he did wrong, but he doesn't give a shit about it, and that's why they're always pushing this. Oh, don't forget the past. That we're in a new society now, where we don't do what our ancestors did.
If you don't mind me saying, Esau make it cool for them to remember the past. Oh, you can't forget about this or you can't forget about that. But when it comes down to Jake, oh, we in new times now. Just let's love each other. What equality? Didn't you see LeBron James dunk a basketball? We in today's day. Look at how far he made it, still shucking and driving on TV. But those fucking gutter rats, they won't let you forget about the past. They have a Holocaust movie come out just about every year, but the Most High is doing his own thing, having these slavery movies come out so you don't forget the past and remember what these Edomites did to you. We're going to start it off in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Got it. Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, and thy elders, and they will tell thee.
And who's our elders and our spiritual fathers today? The apostles of GMS. They're the ones they were the ones that brought us back to the truth of who we were, to make us remember the days of old, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai put the spirit on them first through Abba Bivens, then through Elder
Masha. Well, you know, they had Masha, Elder Arya, Elder Abba Bivens, Elder Yaiqua. You know,
then down to Apostle Tahar, and the other Apostle Gabar, Apostle Aramlab, Apostle Rakal, to have the spirit to go into these scriptures and to go into history and bring it out and bring it to us, give us those itching ears to remember the days of old.
It helped us realize what it was that we was missing, man. Because we knew we was missing something in the spirit, and when the elders came and allowed us to re-understand the things that we already knew, we just had to be basically, it had to be brought back to us, man. And now we able to take it, get into it, and actually learn it and believe it and have faith in it, man. Because those days meant something. And now we can really put it into full understanding at this point in time.
And you can see why those Edomites didn't want us to remember the past, because at least the elites know that when the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai come out on these highways and byways and bring up that old dirtiness from the past and bring out these prophecies, we're pushing that vibration that's bringing this kingdom to an end. And these Edomites are feeling it in their spirit. That's why they're all bucking up and going crazy. You'll see videos coming out every day of these Edomites showing those horns and showing that devilish spirit to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And while a lot of Jakes are getting shot by the cops right now, just wait until we get into Jacob's trouble, when all the stops are pulled out. They're going to show you that old antebellum spirit, that Confederate spirit from back in the day, where they're going to be lynching you, cutting your rod off, raping your women, raping your children.
And the brother right, but they keep memorabilia around them to remember the past, man. The Confederate flag, the American flag. Shit, you are memorabilia.
They got those little racist statues with the little big-eyed, pink-lipped Jake eating a piece of watermelon. I seen my grandma has a few of those old things, and it's so damn offensive. So they want to remember their past because they have pride in it, and they know the importance of knowing where you came from. But they don't want you Jakes to remember, because they know that same importance, so that if you knew where you came from, you know who you are.
That's right. Job 8 and 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search of their fathers.
So point blank period, we're commanded to search out the things of the past if we've been given the knowledge and understanding of these laws, statutes, and commandments and who we are. We're not supposed to just sit around and have that we are the world spirit, because that's what's always snared up our people, wanting to be let bygones be bygones and cleave unto these other nations. And where has it gotten you? We've gotten worse and worse with each captivity until this final captivity where, look at us,
we don't know nothing.
The 2/3 are dry bones. They can't even speak anymore. You listen to some of the rap nowadays and it sounds like a fucking Dr. Seuss book.
You mind if I get a little precept out?
Oh, you good.
I just want to go ahead and get this one precept and it go right with what you're saying.
It's just complete madness.
I got you right here. Whenever you're ready for it.
Come on, I'm good.
Okay. It says Isaiah 1:5. Why should ye be Salakia? Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, the whole heart faint. You know, and that's going back to what the brother was saying, man, on how just by not understanding your past, you don't really gain the understanding on how to come out of those sick and disgraceful ways. So throughout the captivities, you ain't take no heed to it. So you know what happened? You became more and more and more sick. Now look at you today, man.
What is it? I'm paraphrasing. Sorry for butchering it. What Yahweh say? Why should I afflict you anymore?
Just here, right here.
Con.
Why should ye be stricken anymore, man? Because obviously you don't have the knowledge. The Lord ain't give you the knowledge.
And if real quick, if you did, and if you knew that you were the children of Israel, you would know to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, because that's the doctrine of life. You know to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and see the curses that are afflicting you right now.
Yeah. But I just wanted to get this one point. It say a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. And this is the point. They are going away backwards, man. Y'all not going. Every time Israel take a couple steps forward, man, they go a million steps back, man. Just look at us today. We are in America, man. And we can't come to the realization that the so-called white man is the devil. Hey, man, that's a lack of understanding, man. But you know what that is? That's a lack of not trying to understand where you came from, man.
Not remembering your past.
That's right. That's right. It all goes back to that.
And also not knowing these scriptures, because I mean, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has to give you the knowledge. But say he gave us the knowledge, or say he gave you the knowledge, and you understand what we're saying, you would know about the reincarnation, and that those same spirits that were afflicting you in the past are back here afflicting you today, showing the importance of knowing the past of these scriptures and just knowing the past of your history, knowing that this Edomite spirit will never change. He's got that perpetual hatred for you to put that foot in your ass.
And Esau nosy as hell, man. He nosy as hell, man.
Speak of the devil, we got an Edomite walking around the car right now.
Yeah, man. Exodus 10:1. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart in the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy sons and thy sons' sons with things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am the Lord. Man, that's heavy. That's heavy.
Seeing Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua wants you to remember the past. He does these things to you so you can remember why he did these things and why he's doing these things to you.
That's right, man. The past is not grievous, man. The past is revealing, man. Don't you want to understand why you're being called black in America, man? Don't you want to understand why the women of our nation are so below and the men are even below them? Don't you want to understand these things? Don't you want to know why Deuteronomy 28 says what it says and we're damn near a replica of it? No, we are. Wow, why did I say damn near? We are a replica.
We're living it.
That's right.
And just how, as it said, he hardened Pharaoh's heart to put those plagues on him so we could tell our sons. That shows the importance of how we have to know our history to pass it on to the future generations, so they know not to repeat the mistakes that we've made, and to know who our power is and how to please our power the best. And also, not just that, but again, in history, you don't have so-called older Jakes telling their kids about what happened to them during the civil rights, how they were getting blasted with those fire hoses or attacked with dogs. So these young Jakes will think, oh, that was those Edomites in the past, I'll never do that again.
If I could say, some of these older Jakes, well, a lot of people, parents don't even tell them about the mistakes that they made in the past, man. So they don't make the same mistakes, man.
Especially that damn black woman. She fucked up her life. It's the so-called Judite woman. She only sees in 2D, back and forth. She doesn't see 3D, up and down in all directions.
Nah, she's not a three-dimensional thinker, man. She's only a two-dimensional. So therefore, after she's done with a situation, she felt like it only presented understanding to her. And then at the end of the day, she really felt like she got out of there, like she ain't did nothing wrong.
And just to show how petty our people are, the so-called black woman will fuck her life up and be a single mother with that musty box, and then she's jealous of her daughter that's coming up and that may look like a pretty girl, and send her through the same ringer because she doesn't want to see her daughter succeed because she was a failure. It's complete madness.
Give her advice like, oh, don't put your basket, don't put your cherries all in one basket. You gotta play the field. This is the type of shit that women tell their daughters, man.
You don't need to give one man your best years.
Exactly.
You need to, as the brother just said, you need to play the field and see what you like. And then it just begets itself, which goes back into remembering your past. That's just on a little level. You remember the failures of your past so you can build up your future, so you can pass things on and not put your kids through the same thing.
And just look at, and I just wanted to expound on one more thing. When these women have sons, man, they don't understand the effect of the things that they doing to that child at that point in time. And when they grow up, they become so effeminate, man, and so emotional. Like those situations, man, are that's past, present, and future, man. You gotta understand what those things do, man. You know, those things are very pivotal. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Going back into remembering your past, going through these scriptures to know where you've been, so you can know where you're going, knowing who your enemies are, knowing what you can do to please Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. And again, first and foremost, through knowing the knowledge of these laws, statutes, and commandments, but also going into the secular history to get a better understanding to unlock these scriptures even more.
2 Peter 3:2, that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us, the apostles, and the Lord and Savior.
Because our apostles, they've got our best interests in heart. You see how hard they go, how many videos they put up, how much they go into the history, how much they make sure that they don't break these things, so we can know what the true way is, where we need to go, so we don't end up repeating the same mistakes and don't end up falling off and becoming those dry bones in that valley of death again.
That's right. But you heard one of the words in there that is very pivotal is being mindful, man. You got to keep your mind in the right place, man, so you can continue to uphold all these different things that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai have prescribed through the elders and apostles, man. Because all the things that they give us from all the 30 years that they have took in within this knowledge, they're giving it to us, man. And there ain't nowhere in the world we can take all that in at once, but we consuming it as we go, man.
And you can see what the brother just said, be mindful, because, as he said, the apostles have been doing this for 30 years. They've cut out all the fat, so they've just got the lean meat of how to do things. And you've got these reprobates out there that make their own camps thinking they know everything, but they're repeating the mistakes that the apostles learned from 30 years ago, thinking they know everything. Oh,